Good evening, everyone. System Chalk with the 30th episode of the Apostle Obsonate playthrough with Ike Upscribe, and the third episode dedicated to the Hebe Stanton and its secrets. As always, thank you very much for watching, and if you are enjoying it, feel free to like, leave a comment, and if you're not subscribed to the channel, I would love it if you would join us, and you can hit the little bell to get notifications when a new video comes up. So, as we already know, we're carrying on with the Hebe Stanton. We've already got our first knock follower on. I think we've got another funds, so as long as the door is opened, we should be fine. However, the rent is due, and we don't have any money. So, we're going to have... it's going to be tight. It is entirely possible that we're going to fail the Hebe Stanton again. Not least of which because I sent the wrong follower off to do some questionable things, but we'll get through it. So let's think about our next few steps here. I can go into Dream. What would I want Dream for? I'm a minute away from the Trembling Airs becoming Vitality, so let's not get too complicated here. I think I'm just going to go back to going through the Stag Door. In my dreams, I know the path to the Stag Door through the Maze of the Bounds. Gearby will let me pass, but the path is always a puzzle. I will need reason. So we're going to wait the 57 seconds to get Eldridge back. We're already upgrading the Knock lore, which should be good, and we'll finish our job at Glover & Glover with plenty of time to spare. So there is a question as to whether or not I want to do painting again. I think we should still be able to get some money for it, but it is a little bit of a risk, and the question is whether or not I want to take on that risk or whether I want to do something that's a bit more guaranteed in terms of cash. You know, I'm not doing this because I want the vitality. I'm actually doing this because it's short. So I think we might be able to knock out 2 of these before I get into trouble at Glover & Glover. All shall be opened. When we open a thing, then we learn its nature. I've deepened my understanding of the lore that opens, which we call by its aspect knock. So we've got the consent of wounds. To open certain ways, one must first open oneself. This practice outlines that opening in the name of the Mother of Ants. Nearly every summoning rite requires knock influence. This lore will provide it. So we now have 6th level knock lore, which is nice. Do I have any other duplicates? So the Ecdysis Parable is the most likely one for me to be able to upgrade next, barring the Forbidden Epics, but I actually want to keep the Forbidden Epics for other purposes. So we could upgrade the Mantis Glimpse to the Unmerciful Mantra, and then the mantra to whatever's next. So let's just see here with the Ecdysis Parable. I would require Fascination, HQ, or Rarefied Mind, and I didn't get a Rarefied Mind. We went for the other. And then here we would need Glimmering, which we currently have. Okay, so yeah, if I have the Fascination, I might consider upgrading the Ecdysis Parable, but it's not something worth doing on its own right now. We can upgrade Chiliarch's Lesson, however, and for that we will need risk my health or use a prisoner. Well, what could possibly go wrong? Study the lore of the knife. All of the greatest struggles end in death. The lore of the knife holds the lessons of those struggles. So I'm also trying to give us a chance to clear out all the mystique. I might be a little too late to have what I want happen, but I've added Neville just so we can get our level 10 knock. Hopefully this will cover us. We're actually up to level 12 because of the wound, but if we don't get past here, I'm doubtful that we're going to be able to get the money in time, but we'll see. We'll try our best. Woven from whispers, our enemy is working to magnify the rumors that already exist into something more dire. I might know someone who can turn this story around. Heart Follower, the stronger the better, might be able to defend against this action, and I believe we have Leo still available, so go get him. Alright, we want to mind our manners as far as the Fascination is concerned, and we will be getting new blood. Nothing then. Alright. Oh, Eldridge is... yes, okay. I was not thinking straight. Eldridge is not a mod. I thought I was picking up Porter, not Eldridge. That's why I had a problem with the talk verb. I'm not quite ready to generate notoriety. I'm not as desperate as I was before. So we'll see. I think in this case, though, I'm going to leave the talk verb open, and what will happen will happen. We bear great power of opening. Will almost certainly shatter this warded door. So as long as developing their connections, our reputation is no worse, but our enemy will refocus their attention more intently on us now. So this did knock off the timing a little bit as far as all of this reputation is concerned. In fact, now that I think of it, I'm going to wait the 95 seconds with the talk verb. Now, you know what? Let's just have it be done. Let's get Leo to start getting rid of some of this reputation. So, significant conversations in a smoky meeting room. What do I need from my follower? Add to your cult, send them out on cult business, or send them after enemies, or raise another matter. So not everyone is sympathetic to our aims, but if we have problems with our reputation, our disciple can probably smooth them over. And let's go to the Painted River. We got a forbidden epic for our troubles. There's a great chamber in the mansis through which a painted river flows. The vagabond, it is claimed, painted it from memory in the years before she left the house. Certainly there are histories concealed in its design. I traced them with my hand last night. There were fragments of aquamarine paint beneath my nails, flecks of gold leaf when I was done. Alright, so... they say I can do the job of any two others together. It's not quite true. Not quite. And so what we're going to do here, I don't need the vitality, but I am going to take a minute here to cure my affliction. But while I'm at it, I'm just going to head here because I should have 8 seconds remaining after I turn in some more cash. And I'm hoping that that's going to be what can save me if I need to add more money. All doors must open, as all lives must end. This door has found its end here today. So, good news for us. Wisdom is a country, and these are its maps. Solve all challenges on both fragments of lore to... Okay, this is a puzzle with missing pieces. I might find those pieces in the odd corners of scholarship. We won't use a prisoner because we don't have one. I'll throw my health in and say, what's the worst that could happen? I gotta be very careful with the job. Alright. Say I can do the job of two others together. It's not quite true. Not quite. There we go. Back to Glover and Glover. And the rest should fall into place, I think. Treasures lie before us. All doors... sorry, we're good to go. We will not... We're gonna get hit by the notoriety, I think. There it is. Is that it? You've resolved a practical challenge. Alright, the sick room goes close and stale, and it's time to get up. So we're doing alright. I'm slowly digesting all of the problems that we had before. A courier has arrived from our delight with a single vial of their most holy blood, and I can never remember how long the blood lasts. Alright, we'll definitely hang on to that so that I can heal myself. So, let's go back to our old habits. Let's go back through the stag door. Cozy nest. There are a few passengers on board. No wonder, if this cheerless icy isle was the ship's destination. But there's at least one passenger, someone who had protected their cabin door with more than physical locks. They must have gone ashore. They might return at any moment. Damage. Pain is a teacher, they say, especially if they aren't in pain. Health has been injured. So just as well I've got that extra vitality. Earnest speeches, affable conversation. No one understands us, or else they understand us too well. So, peculiar rumor won't do anything for us here. I suppose the question is, do I want to... Oh. Nope, this will go away on its own, but I think we still wind up with a notoriety, so I'm going to give one last shot with Leo to gobble up some attention, some reputation. Not everyone is sympathetic to our aims, but if we have problems with our reputation, our disciple can probably smooth them over. So Eau Claire is coming in. We've got the Course of the Heart, so we've definitely got more heart or vitality than I know what to do with right now. But that's not the worst. That's not the worst thing in the world. And we empty the luggage, upend the books to shake them, turn pictures to check the backs. We find clothes, tickets, maps, nothing out of the ordinary. There is a curious translucent material like a sheet of snakeskin draped over a chair back. At last, when we slash the mattress to search its stuffing, we find a little collection of ivory scroll cases. Okay, so let's take a look at our rewards. And I'm gonna just adjust the lore section rather than fix it. So we have the Incandescent Tantra. I'll read the descriptions of the books at a later time. The Leonine Tantra, the Ceaseless Tantra, and the Fire Circle Tantra. So we get 4 books out of that one. It's pretty good. It's a pretty good event. Unfortunately, it did exhaust all of our cash. Although, of course, we're now done. So, you know, this isn't the most exciting way of making money, but I think I'm going to do a bunch of physical labor. So the way I'm thinking about it is this, is that Junior at Glover & Glover gets 1 funds every 60 seconds or so. Matchless Physique gets me 1 every 40 seconds, so I can sort of shave off 20 seconds. Now, I have to keep going back to Junior Glover & Glover if I want to hang on to it. It does invite the question as to why I think it's worth hanging on to. Those reasons may or may not actually come up, because I'm thinking of some other alternatives at the moment. But I'm gonna change it up a little bit. I'm gonna be painting a bit less, at least until we deal with our notoriety situation. Okay, Slee's still in there, so we should get an idea about what's coming up. I probably should have visited Moorlands. It's a tough question, though, because I'm trying to decide whether I want to send my cultists out on these expeditions, or if I want to put the investment into gaining the lore and the rituals that I need. Let's do the Ascent of Knives, because I don't think I can get lore out of this. Of the place my dreams took me last night, this has been written. The ascent is glass, the walls are knives, each step is blood. I did not climb far. The pain is too great. When I woke, that pain remained with me. A pain I could employ to occult purposes, if I hurry. Okay. So I think I'm just going to keep spamming the stag door for the time being. Let's take care of the... Well, the only thing I can really do with the Explorer... Well, no, we can use our Forbidden Epics at least. The stories that have been forbidden are the ones most apt for us to read. William Gore. My own heart pumps more strongly today, so that came from just having the heart used. I think it was in the expedition. I'm not 100% sure where it came from, though. Okay, and again, tons of vitality just because we're doing the physical labor. But because I'm able to sort of make the most of it, basically because I'm able to make a little bit more money over the long run, I want to try and take advantage of this. Alright, well, we knew that was eventually going to happen. Alright, the lore of the knife. I've increased my mastery of the lore of the knife, which we call by its aspect edge. I need rest and nourishment if I am to recover, but the Mother of Ants looks kindly on wounds. Dreaming with an injury before the card fades will allow you to recover health. Now again, I'm not that worried about the injury because of all the vitality that I've been amassing, but I do want to use the dream slot. with that. And now it's time for us to do some translation. So, the holy tongue of the subcontinent, the door to 4,000 years of poetry, ceremony, and mystery now opens before you, if you can struggle through the lotus convolutions of its vocabulary. So let's start by translating the Incandescent Tantra. Michael Blockley, the eccentric iron magnate, was fond of quoting from this Tantra. Blockley died in a factory fire. All right, earnest speeches, affable conversation. We don't have any reputation to be dealing with right now. What I'll probably wind up doing is taking one of my moth followers and trying to get them to destroy the evidence if it comes up. That would be unusually lucky for us to have 3 cases where evidence doesn't turn out. Our enemy intends a direct attack of some kind this time. So I think if we just throw one of my edge followers, or Forge, we'll get Eldridge to go in. I think he's feeling a little irritated that we called him in for a job that we didn't make him do. And I'll skip the Painted River dialogue just because we've read that a couple of times. Alright, Voivode's Citadel. So let's go straight back to the Forbidden Epic. Optimism is the spice which saves. And we've got the money, 3 seconds left on Glover and Glover, so let's hurry it up with the job. And now we can deal with the injury with the spare vitality. Alright, anything I want to do with the talk verb right now? I think I'm going to reserve that depending on what happens with the weary detective. We can, of course, add these, pawns and whatnot, but these aren't really all that important to my plans, so it's, I'm okay delaying it. Considering the evidence, if a hunter has found notoriety, they will try to use it to create or upgrade evidence. If they're meticulous, they'll always succeed. If they're erratic, they're more likely to fail, but can occasionally create evidence without notoriety. So we prepared the text for study, the Incandescent Tantra. Michael Blockley, still the same text. And I think in this case, let's just, we'll read it as we translate it. So, dialogues with an entity called the Crucible Prince. The prince warns about the appetites of his mistress, the Burning Queen, and the peril of the naked desire she shares with the sun, but professes his loyalty nevertheless. And we will not need to worry about a second season of Suspicion immediately after. I am very happy about that, because this has kept me from doing a lot of interesting things. Although I am probably going to get sick. Nope, okay. The Wolf of Despair prowls elsewhere. No dread empowers this despair. It's over for now. However, we will be, we'll very likely, we're going to have to treat it as if it's still there, because less than a minute, another one's going to be popping up. I'm certain that my adversary has lodged a copy of their notes elsewhere, with their solicitor, with their superior, or even with a contact in the press. This is troubling. So, this is why we have moth followers. Yizabet, you look good at this. Seem like you're good at this stuff, so. Send a devious minion to destroy evidence. My scheme will most likely succeed. There is always a chance that something will go awry. So if this goes awry, this generates notoriety, at which point there is the risk that will turn into damning evidence. Generally, I find the trade-off is fine, but we'll see how it turns out. We've definitely had some tough scrapes as of late. So we found Grunwald's Permanent Circus. We'll throw in another Forbidden Epic so we can explore, and we've healed. The sick room grows close and stale. Time to get up, and more work at Glover and Glover. So I think we're gonna do. I feel like I just want to do the same thing I've been doing. I don't really have any... Well, no, hang on. I've still got my open soul. There's that side of me that says I want to just throw the 4 passion in and be done with it. Yeah, you know what? I am going to be free for the next minute. So now is probably not a bad time for me to try and make the most of my... So what I'm sort of thinking of right now is... It actually is not bad for me to have some fascination because of my... Oh, wait, it wasn't the... Oh, I don't even know if I read this. So the Operation of Labite, a series of mystic exercises that requires both dedication and terror. So this is the lore that we upgraded. So if I want to upgrade the Ecdysist's Parable, I may need some, this I need Glimmerings, but this I may need Fascination. Painting with maximum passion is very likely to generate that. I was thinking, I don't exactly have the reputation to be able to make money off of painting, but we should be able to get by at least. Now let's get the Forlorn Blood dealt with, so that's also going to generate Fascination. In that case, it's... Sadly, I got to deal with that. I consume the little vial of blood, lie back, close my eyes. Tomorrow I will be stronger. I think I'm just going to take this fleeting reminiscence and get rid of it that way. What else do I need to do in the meantime? I am much recovered. More than that, I am sumptuous. The sclera of my eyes, the veins in my wrists are aswim with gorgeous serums. When the vitulation comes, I will be the centerpiece for our delight to prove their appetite and enact the grail. So, because this fascination is a threat, I will use the fleeting reminiscence to get rid of it right away. I want to kind of have control over when I take the hit from the fascination. So, in this case, wait until I at least have the study verb open. A rite which changes is necessarily a rite which destroys, but a great change requires a destruction of savage extent. So we have the Khalidate Invocation. The names of the forge have all spoken these words. Use this in a rite with knock influence and a bone flute or other resources of equal power to summon a Callagine. Callagines are very helpful in my particular situation, but I'm going to need some time. Now, I am going to have my painting done. It's a tough call in terms of whether or not I want to... I think I'm going to leave the study verb open for the next little bit. And I was so absorbed in my plans that I went over again. So we'll leave it there. What the next couple of episodes are going to be are me sort of digesting the Tantras. I do want to try and get to Moorlands if I can. The money situation is still a tricky one. There are ways that I can earn money, but they all kind of have their own drawbacks. So I'm going to also be trying a few new things that I haven't done in the game before. But we're in a slightly better state than we were. I have a couple of things that I can do to try and push my actions forward. The only thing I'm a little worried about is whether or not we're outpacing Julian, because they're definitely starting to get some strength. But we will find all of that out in the subsequent episodes. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next time.